The Rev, the band's original drummer, was known for his wild creativity and theatrical approach. His drumming on albums like City of Evil and Nightmare defined Avenged Sevenfold's signature sound blending metal, punk, and progressive rock. The Rev's double bass work, complex fills, and inventive transitions showcased not just technical skill, but personality. He was also a songwriter and vocalist, contributing melodies and lyrics that added emotional depth to the band's music. Tracks like Afterlife and A Little Piece of Heaven are pure examples of his eccentric genius. On the other hand, Brooks Wackerman brought precision, experience, and discipline to the table. Before joining Avenged Sevenfold, he had already proven his skill in bands like Bad Religion and Suicidal Tendencies. Brooks' drumming is cleaner, faster, and more technically refined. His control of timing, polyrhythms, and speed makes him a powerhouse on stage. Albums like This Stage and Life is But a Dream highlight his ability to adapt complex rhythmic structures while still keeping the band's aggressive spirit alive. Energy behind the kit is contrasting. The Rev's drumming was chaotic, brilliance, raw, unpredictable, and filled with emotional fire. He approached the drums like a composer trapped in a storm, blending technical skill with theatrical intensity. His fills on tracks like Critical Acclaim or Almost Easy explode with adrenaline, his double bass work is thunderous, and his offbeat rhythms inject a dangerous, rebellious energy. The Rev wasn't just a drummer, he was a showman. His presence dominated the stage, his body language wild, his expressions alive. You could feel his energy in every crash, roll, and scream. Brooks Wackerman, by contrast, brings precision-driven aggression. Coming from his punk metal roots in Bad Religion, Brooks is a technician clean, razor-sharp, and relentlessly tight. His work on albums like The Stage or Life is But a Dream shows mastery of odd time signatures, complex phrasing, and controlled chaos. Where the Rev's style felt like spontaneous combustion, Brooks channels his energy through discipline and control, creating an intense but calculated storm behind the kit. Composition philosophy. The Rev was an architect of musical chaos. His compositions weren't just drum parts, they were emotional blueprints that carried personality. He blended jazz, punk, and metal into something unpredictable yet melodic. Songs like A Little Piece of Heaven and Afterlife reveal his cinematic mindset. Every note tells a story, every rhythm has a pulse of madness and beauty. The Rev believed that drums should not just support the music, they should be part of the melody. His philosophy was driven by feeling and experimentation, often bending rules to serve the emotion rather than the technique. Brooks Wackerman, on the other hand, approaches composition as a craft of balance and control. Coming from a background with Bad Religion and other technically demanding projects, Brooks focuses on clarity, structure, and dynamic layering. His work on The Stage and Life is But a Dream shows a composer who treats drumming like architecture, precise, mathematical, and yet still expressive. He builds rhythmic frameworks that elevate the band's complex arrangements without overshadowing them. Drum sound design. When comparing the Rev Sullivan and Brooks Wackerman, we're not just talking about two drummers, we're talking about two different philosophies of sound design behind the kit. The Rev, known for his work with Avenged Sevenfold, built his drum sound around aggression, drama, and orchestral impact. His approach was cinematic deep toms, explosive snares, and layered kick drums that felt like thunder. In songs like Afterlife or Almost Easy, his drums weren't just keeping time, they were commanding the entire atmosphere, blending acoustic power with digital layering to create that signature arena apocalypse sound. Brooks Wackerman, on the other hand, approaches drum sound from a precision and clarity standpoint. His background in punk, fusion, and metal, from Bad Religion to Suicidal Tendencies, shaped his tone into something tight, articulate, and dynamically controlled. When he joined Avenged Sevenfold, he didn't try to copy the Rev's bombast. Instead, he refined it. Brooks' drum sound is cleaner, punchier, and more mix-friendly, focusing on technical fluidity rather than raw chaos. His use of dry snare tones, crisp cymbals, and balanced low end gives each hit definition, allowing complex patterns to breathe without overpowering the band. Legacy versus longevity. The Rev was the heartbeat of Avenged Sevenfold's golden age. His flamboyant style, theatrical flair, and songwriting brilliance helped shape the band's identity. From the technical madness of Beast and the Harlot to the emotional masterpiece A Little Piece of Heaven, the Rev's drumming was not just rhythm, it was storytelling. He blended punk aggression, metal precision, and jazz-inspired fills that felt alive, unpredictable, and deeply human. His untimely passing in 2009 froze that legacy in time, a burst of brilliance that never faded, even in absence. Brooks Wackerman, on the other hand, represents endurance, the longevity of Avenged Sevenfold. Joining in 2015, he brought veteran precision from his years with Bad Religion and Suicidal Tendencies. Brooks doesn't imitate the Rev, instead he evolves the sound with surgical control and technical mastery. His work on albums like The Stage and Life Is But a Dream shows drumming that's progressive, complex, and futuristic, a drummer not bound by legacy but pushing boundaries forward.